Hey everybody, hope you're all well and had a great summer. I certainly did, and I loved driving all the great cars I've been able to feature so far. I've just got back from holiday, so I haven't really had time to plan a road test episode, and as autumn has now arrived with a vengeance and the weather has turned distinctly wet, the only thing I could review this week would probably be a canoe. So, I thought I'd show you a quick update on my V6 GTV restoration project. Now, I've been fighting my way through this since last winter, and I'm happy to say that this video is sponsored by TotallyAlfa.com. TotallyAlfa.com specialise in reproducing Alfa Romeo parts, which are now difficult or impossible to find. And the constantly growing list of parts available, catering mostly for the 916 Spider and GTV in the beginning, but now also includes parts for the 145, the 147, the 155, the 156, the 159, the 164, the 33, the Giulietta, the GT and the Mito. So when you've got some time, go check their website out and see what they've got. Wait, before you do that, don't forget to smash those like and subscribe buttons down there. Please like my video, governor. I've got an expensive Italian habit to support. This GTV restoration, it's been going on for nearly a year now, and I'm starting to get a bit tired of coming down here and coming up against all sorts of problems. There's issues with bits not fitting, there's lost nuts and bolts, there's parts that don't want to come off, and once you've got them off and sorted them out, they don't want to go back on again, and it's finding the time to drive from home to the barn here to do the job, and it's quite difficult actually. I've got to be honest, I was hoping to have the car up and running, driving, at least maybe not MOT'd, but at least driving and moving around under its own power by the end of the summer. And we're now in October, and I've got to go away for a couple of weeks very soon, so I don't imagine the car's going to be finished, or at least moving under its own steam, this time before Christmas. So we'll have to see how we get on, but part of the problem is Gary and I getting time to come down here together so that we can solve problems together, get our heads together to, you know, get around issues that arise unexpectedly. Whew. Yeah. Well, sitting around and talking about it isn't going to get it finished, so let's get on with it. So in case you missed my first video about the GTV, you can catch up with that on the link above. But if you've already seen it, you may remember that the GTV was effectively a barn find car, having been hidden away in a lockup for more than 5 years. The previous owner was an Alfa fan and had always intended to restore the car, but as usual life got in the way and he never got around to it. The classified ads are full of abandoned restoration projects, as they take a lot of time and also quite a bit of money. One thing I've learned in life is that it's very easy to start a project, but it's quite a different matter to finish it. So, the previous owner eventually decided to sell the GTV as a non-running restoration project. Luckily for me, it was pretty close to my home, and I drove up to North Devon to see it and did a deal on the spot for a great price. Less than the scrap value of the engine alone, in fact. When I first saw the car, it was hidden under some old curtains in a large, untidy lockup. And I knew pretty quickly that this could be a special car and that I wanted to save it if I could, because it's a very rare early Phase 1 model from March 1998 and is complete and totally original. It also has a large folder of bills and a full service history going back to the day it left the showroom. Both original keys, alarm fobs and the brown master key are also with the car, which is very unusual, and these factors all add up to make the car worth saving. It's the dirty, disheartening bits like wire brushing rust and trying to undo rusted on fasteners. And this is the stuff that you could do without, but if you want to do it properly, you have to do it. Ironically, although the bodywork and engine needed attention, these are relatively easy to sort out. Interiors and trim are less easy to fix or source replacements for, so I was delighted to find that the GTV's interior was almost unmarked, and it still had all the original trim, including a very rare Zender optional centre console, finished in a lovely 1970s-esque walnut. I think it's retro chic. It's got its original gear knob and gaiter, and also the handbrake gaiter as well, which are all original leather with red stitching, which are nice. And the door cards are pretty much perfect. There's no damage or marks or anything. Seats are great. A couple of very tiny marks on the seats, which can be very easily coloured and made to disappear, but the rest of it, in terms of wear, looks really good. It's even got little things like cigarette lighter, which has never been used. How about that? Half decent stereo. A few spots of mould which I'm going to need to clean off, but pretty good. Obviously it's full of bits at the moment, but I'm really pleased with the interior. Carpets are in really good condition. Bit of a clean, they'll come up a treat. Those are my nice shiny new fuel rails, ready to go back on. Zinc passivate coated, as per the factory original coating. This will probably only last me a few years, but hey ho. A doppelganger sister car to my GTV lives in Australia and is a very low mileage example in original and pristine condition. I'm using that car as my inspiration, and I hope to get my GTV up to the same standard with some time and effort, of course. With the help of my friend and fellow Alfa Nut Gary, we spent lots of weekends stripping the engine as the cylinder heads had suspected valve damage, and the only way to find out the true condition of the engine was really to take it apart. So we struggled with various rusty and stubborn parts, and we discovered the hard way why many garages remove the Busso engine from the GTV engine bay before working on it. It's too big! We eventually got the heads off to find that there was 20 years of carbon and dirt, but no damage. Yay! So the cylinder heads went off to a local machine shop to be cleaned and refurbished, and we started doing other jobs and collecting a few parts we would need, including a cam belt kit, new gaskets, seals and a few other goodies such as GTA camshafts, as I intend to give the engine a mild tune with a target of at least 240 bhp. There were also a few little jobs in the engine bay, such as getting rid of some rust spots and powder coating brackets, which were looking scabby. So now the heads are cleaned and skimmed and are refitted, the cams need to go back in. Gosh, it would have been a really good idea to label which cams go where, as we had a lot of hassle working out which one was which. I hope we finally got it right. The next job's to fit the timing belt and the pulleys. But wait, the crank pulley looks very past its sell-by date and is quite rusty. So luckily, Gary has one in stock, and we set about trying to fit it. Of course, the old pulley won't come off, so the very versatile Gary makes a puller tool from scratch to do the job. Look at that, isn't that great? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay, so let's fit the new pulley. Oh, wait, what about the oil seal behind it? Shouldn't we change that as well to future-proof the engine? Gary has one of those as well, but guess what? The old seal won't come out either. See what I mean about restoring old cars? Nothing is simple. So, where do we stand at the moment? The engine is getting close to being started up for the first time in almost 6 years, and I'm nervous about whether we've forgotten something important. But don't worry, when we try to start it for the first time, I'll be filming and you will get to see what happens. Don't miss that, whatever you do. It could be very exciting or very messy. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope to see you soon in the next video, and keep dry. Cheers.